All right, welcome to another Tool Review Tuesday where I'm the biggest tool. Today, we're going to be reviewing this grinder. It's a belt sander attachment. You just get this off of Amazon. I think we paid about 80 bucks for it. It came with numerous belts, different grits and everything as well. We mostly use this for prepping our surface on any tubes and stuff that we're welding. It conforms really nicely as it's spring loaded, so it keeps good tension on the belt as well as it gets a good wrap around it. So it's super handy when you're doing like a tube that's already mounted in the vehicle or something like that, and then you need something else to land on that tube. You can very easily just sort of stick this right in there and just sand it straight away. What we've been using it for right now, which is why we thought, oh, we should do a review on this, because we do really like that handy little tool, is we've been prepping this axle here for a truss to go on. So you can see we've already started on this side here. We wet sandblasted this a couple of days ago, and as you can see, it's got just a bit of surface rust built up on it. Pull this truss out the way. And it really does work this like super quick. This isn't a very high grit belt. This one here was. Unfortunately, I tore this belt up because I got too close and snagged the edge. So that would be like one thing I'd say that you certainly can't do with it, is get too close to a sharp edge of any sort, because it will tear the belt up. But that's not the machine's fault, that's my fault. So we'll give her a quick run. Whoops. So there you go, I just snagged the edge of it again. You can see how quick it sands off. Again, this probably wouldn't really be the best purpose to be using this for. When you're using it on the tube, like your roll cage tubing and stuff, it's super quick and handy just to get rid of the mill scale. And this axle's quite pitted, because it's got a fair bit of rust on it before we sandblasted it. So, I mean, I would give this thing a 7 out of 10 for most of the work that we do with it, roll cage and stuff like that. The axle tubing, not so much, but you know, again, I think it's operator error, because you snag one belt and then, you know, you're throwing the belt out. But overall, really happy with it. On Amazon, 90 bucks. So another thing that would make this tool even more handy is if you had a grinder that actually had a lock-on button. We don't have that on this one. What would be really awesome is with a lock-on grinder, you would just clamp this in the vise like so, you turn it on, and then you could just run your tube through it all the way around to basically polish up the whole section of the tube. Whereas with our current setup, you can only do a small part, and then you have to unclamp it from the vise and rotate it and so on. So that's not the tool's fault though, that's the grinder. Okay, yeah, you can see how well this works. It's a matter of seconds and that surface is now prepped well enough to get a really nice clean weld. The one thing that I do also really like with this setup is that it's portable. You know, there's like some really, really nice stand units where you would have to take the, you know, whatever you want to sand to it, and that's not always an option. So being on a grinder, whether you did a cordless grinder or a plug-in grinder like this, you can just take it to whatever the project is. If it's welded into a roll cage or whatever, you can bring it straight to it and then sand it. That's another really great feature about it being portable. All right, I'm gonna get back to work prepping this axle to put the truss on it. If you want to check out what we're doing with this and the project it's going into, you can click the link. And we've also got a couple of other tool reviews. There'll be a bunch more coming out. We'll try and do one every Tuesday. And yeah, got a couple of other projects there as well. So have a look.